Same old 12-6?
Yeah, Josh asked me yesterday if there was going to be any lineup changes, and I answered him. Yeah.
Jim, looking at today's game, you talked after the Capitals game about wanting to avoid the letdown, so to speak. How do you kind of feel the focus is where it needs to be, like you hoped it would be?
We'll see. Yeah, it's hard to tell. You know what I mean? But we'll see. You work so hard to get back on it that if you just relax, you get back off it, and you know how hard it is to get back on it. So let's just stay on it. That's kind of the message.
Power play. Obviously, you've got a couple of goals these last few games. Is that kind of just run of the games and the opportunities, or are you seeing more of what you want to see from the advantage these last?
Well, I think so. I think Kuzi's made a difference. That's just the bottom line. You know, we've had some plays that he wasn't involved with the goal, but I just think there's just an extra step from everybody. I think they feel good about Kuzi being there. They see the plays he's made already. I think it's brought a little bit of life to that group in particular.
Go ahead. Samuel Hellenius, wondering if you've noticed any specific differences in his game since he's come back up, and maybe things you sent him down to work on with the rain that he's come back with and is now playing this game.
Yeah, you know what? It's interesting. We've had that conversation, and I don't know how you guys feel, but he just looks a step better this time around. He just looks like he's more comfortable. He just looks like an NHL player right now. You know, before we were really excited about him. You could see the good things he did, and then he had some moments. This time, it might even be as simple as just confidence. But he looks good. Yeah, looks really good. Really happy with him.
Tuesday, if you gave Washington 8 power plays, you wouldn't get away with it. Give them 5.
Yeah.
And you got away with it.
Good point.
How much of that was Darcy? How much of that was the guys in front of him?
I think mostly the guys in front of him. I think everybody was on that game, you know. And Darcy, when he was called upon, which wasn't that many, didn't have that many looks on the power play. He made the saves, so that would be a combination of everybody. And it's we score a power play goal. We're good on the penalty kill. Darcy's good in net. We don't give them a lot from the slot. So they're all connected. When we're on your game, then the other parts of the game seem to work out pretty well too. It's just sometimes just a byproduct.
You guys had a lot of success with the 11-7. You talked about a lot of those things that you're able to do with 11-7 that you weren't doing before. But now that you're in here 12-6 and you're winning games, what are some of the benefits to going back to that maybe more traditional approach for the guys?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess it's more traditional, more what they're used to, you could say, part of that. I think for the defensemen, it's a more natural rotation at 6, and nobody has to miss a shift to get somebody else in. So that's what, you know, they would always argue that they'd rather have 6 than 7, I'm sure. And from the forwards, you know, we've had, you know, I think a Laugh, who was probably averages 16 and a half, somewhere in there. And the last 2 games he's been in 12s. So he'd probably be an advocate to go back to 11-7. But we just like how we're playing right now. We think the lines fit kind of pretty well, and there's no need to change.
16 games in, how do you assess Drew's play?
Yeah, I think it's been good. I think he struggled a little bit at the start, which everybody expected. He went and pulled off what I think was, you know, one of the incredible feats of his career, going and playing in that Four Nations after just playing a handful of games with us. I don't know how he did it. So, you know, that was awesome for him. And then I think, you know, now we're settling back into the grind of our game where he's playing more minutes than he did at the Four Nations, all those kinds of things. So, you know, we always thought it was going to be, I'm not going to give you the number, but we've talked internally, there's a number of games that he's going to have to play to get close to back to who he is and who we expect. And we're not there yet.
Is that rust, or is that just not?
It's just a lot. It's rust for sure, but then there's just other things. There's other things. There's just other things, yeah. Other things physically.